Men, I want you to pay close attention to this one. You know, I like to come on here and have fun, keep things light, but every once in a while, we gotta go in.
Let me tell you something. The reason why I be telling y'all not to trip about these men and whatnot is because I work in the healthcare field. I've been in the healthcare field since I was 18 years old. They're dying alone. They're dying alone. The women that's in these places, their daughters are coming and bringing them to the nail shops, getting their hair done, coming to see them their daughters are coming to see them every 2 weeks. You better ask somebody. I am the one who is right there when some of these men are taking their last breath. I have cleaned so many dead bodies, and guess what? Nobody showed up for them. Not their kids, not their wives, not their grandkids. Nobody came for them because why? They were not good men while they were alive. They're gonna continue dying alone. That's why I tell y'all don't trip. I'm physically seeing it on a daily basis, watching them all go by themselves. And this is their grandpas that they're talking about. These are the men that they're talking about. This is their grandpas that's dying alone. And it's going to be them. That's just the reality of. That's why I don't be worried about these men talking, because baby, I watch y'all every day go by yourselves with nobody on y'all side. Girl, and let's not forget that their sons are never there. It is primarily the daughter-in-laws. The daughter-in-laws are bringing their husbands. Those are the people that are coming to these people, and they're coming to the mothers. That's why when men be talking, I be like, how do you know? How do you know that a woman is dying alone? Because I don't see none of y'all up there. How do you really know who's dying alone? You know who I know who is dying alone? Men, because I work in that field. None of you work in that field, and then y'all want to be like, y'all are going to die alone. That's why I be laughing. That's why when women get in their feelings, I'm like, do not worry your pretty little head. Please, watch my videos. When have you heard me trip about a man? I don't trip about men. I work in this field long enough to know what goes down in the end. I don't spew on here that you should treat people well for just the sake of treating people well. I live by that shit because I know one day we're going to have to die. And I would rather want somebody on my side. I'm sorry. Let me talk all this shit now and act like I'm big and bad, but I know for a fact I don't want to die alone. And I want at least somebody to be on my team. And the fact that most of y'all won't get that shit, I love that for y'all. I love that for all of y'all, because just as much shit that y'all talk today is as much shit as those men talked in their days. And when I sat right next to them, sometimes even taking their last little breath, they regretted everything they did in this life. But that's what they did, and they gonna have to live with that. And I love that for y'all.
So these are our healthcare workers. This woman felt it in her heart to bring this up. Now this is another woman who's been triggered by Kevin Samuels' phrase, rest in peace, buy a dog and die alone. And the proliferation of that, how it's gained popularity in some people's conversations. But let me explain to her what this statement really means. It's a warning. It's a warning to women who are living and not at their deathbed that they need to make some changes, or else they'll find themselves in a lonely state. And he was basing this off of things that he found, from Asia, Asian culture, the Xingnu, leftover woman theories. So now that we got that out of the way, it's a different thing to be a healthcare worker that works with people on their last dying breath, and then to jump on the internet and revel in the fact that they are dying alone, and also use it as a bludgeoning tool against men that you feel like you have an issue with. Why? Because maybe they don't want to date you, or they don't want to be in your life, or they've said something that offended you. This is why we gotta be very careful. First and foremost, let me talk about the families. A lot of time there are some foul children out here, 100%. That's assuming you do have children, right? There's some foul children out here that will allow their parents to rot away in a nursing facility. Yes, absolutely. But if I'm not mistaken, lady, aren't your bills being paid by those very men that you're actually reveling in them suffering and dying, as you say, alone? Because as the great Nasir Jones said, born alone, die alone, right? This is the insensitivity that we're dealing with. This is the bullshit that has been passed off as entertainment on TikTok. Because when you give everybody a mic, sometimes they will just tell the truth on themselves. This is how our healthcare workers, some of our healthcare workers are feeling. And I would venture to guess that any establishment that hired this woman should be aware of the fact that she thinks this way and that she feels this way. Sure, nurses are in demand. She can probably go get a job somewhere else, but I would wonder why you would want somebody like this at your establishment. I would wonder why you would want somebody so callous and also so cavalier in the way she speaks of a person's last moments. This isn't any sympathy plea. And this isn't, oh, Kevin Samuel said it and now it's wrong when you say it. You can say what you want, but we also have the right to understand the playing field as it is laid bare. These facilities have people that are hired that act just like this. These facilities have people that do not care about you. And therefore, you should make some decisions going forward in your life that allow you to not be in this situation. Will your family be the best person to take care of you? In a lot of cases, probably not. Will your family neglect you? She's trying to make it seem like these people were such terrible people, and that's why their families are not available to them. But how could she make such an approximation about a group of people that she is meeting on their deathbed in most cases or close to it? But this is what I'm saying. This is what we're dealing with here. This is evil. This is evil in our face. And it's been passed off as being cute because it's on TikTok and, you know, she holding a baby and the other one, you know, she's doing this, doing that. But this is frustration. This is the look of a woman who really doesn't understand why she's in the situation she's in. And so, of course, she lashes out. But she's going to try to lash out in a bigger way than somebody else. And this is a real unsettling trend that people are becoming this callous and talking in this way. Because as I said before, when Kevin said it, it was a warning to women. If you do not change some things, this can happen this way. What she's saying is something totally different. She's saying she's not worried about men because she knows where they're going to end up. On average, right? But this is something that we need to be aware of. And we need to make precautions based on these things. So if you have any assets, you make sure to give those assets to people who really care about you. You know? You don't give them to people who neglect you. You also live your life around, this is a very firm warning about the women you choose to be around. You have to do some serious vetting. And in some cases, find a woman that has the compassion, that already has exhibited the compassion that you will need in your latter years. Because a lot of times we get married for appearance or how a woman looks or how she treats you sexually. But what we don't think about is those later years and preparing for those later years. And, you know, guilty as charged, you know what I mean? We have to take some of those things into consideration. I think about the John Amos situation. You know, his son and daughter are having a very public feud about his care in his later years. And I believe the son is has the upper hand in the situation as the daughter has kind of run off to another country to do what she wants. So there are no guarantees at all. The only thing we have is our leverage. But as I see in some of these comments, you know, there are men that are living their lives married with children and they feel alone. It's nothing new to us. And this is what I want to tell this woman. Most men that have a little bit of knowledge realize that ultimately you're in it alone. You know, even the people that you think you trust the most, sometimes you have to question their motives and morals, and setting up a barrier around you to protect you in some kind of way. This is the weird place that we're in as a culture right now where, you know, like I said, people will snitch on themselves. You might as well call TikTok the 800 tip line for people telling on themselves. Because this woman surely exposed herself. And as I said, I don't know any medical institution or medical board that should recognize this type of behavior. She's feeling very comfortable right now in the situation that she's in. Rightfully so. She's got nothing to worry about, right? It's just some men that nobody cares about, right? And you wonder how she treats her patients when she has this mentality. This is the same thing we were saying about the therapists. How many therapists are we going into these sessions with that have their own biases built in? How are you going to get a fair conversation with someone who has it out for you based on how they were treated on the dating market, or because they were overweight, or because they looked a certain way? We gotta start playing chess and stop playing checkers, y'all. Anyway, and families, take care of your loved ones. You never know when they're gonna leave you. Please spend time with them, love on them as you can. Anyway, if you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification for all uploads. Please go to the settings in your YouTube app, turn notifications on so you can get all the updates for when I upload a new video. This is Faucette Media.